Good evening, everyone. Good afternoon and good morning to those of you across land and across the pond. I am Leo Brown here once again with another intuitive insight. I hope all of you are having a fabulous Thursday so far. If you are returning here, thank you for coming here. Make sure that you give it a like. Make sure that you leave your comments, and most of all, make sure you subscribe. If you are a new sugar bear, and I gotta say hi to my sugar bears out there. If you're a new sugar bear, thank you so much. Welcome. Pull up a chair, sit down, have a snack, grab some wine, that kind of thing. So, for those of you who don't know, so an intuitive insight is basically where I kind of give you like a peek into what may be going on with somebody, whether it be someone in politics or um, celebrity media, entertainment, whatever strikes my fancy. So, oh, and I forgot before I go into that, before I go deep into it, don't forget if you want to get a reading or you want a live coaching session with me, you can log on to my website, which is psychicleo.com. That's psychicleo.com. All the information is down in the description box below. Okay, so now that I've gotten all that out of the way, all the pleasantries, let's get into today's intuitive insight. Today's intuitive insight is the one, the only Beyonce Giselle Knowles Carter. And let me tell you why I've actually been led to do this. Now, I'm gonna be the first one to tell you, I am not a part of the Beehive. I am not a huge Beyonce fan. I prefer her mostly when she was with the original four of Destiny's Child. And I like some of her solo stuff. Like I love her first, like Dangerously in Love. I like some of the stuff from B-Day. Renaissance, I think, is cute. But I don't know why. I've just been compelled to do a reading on her. So I figured I would do one. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to be using some tools with this. I'm actually going to use some tarot cards. And normally I try not to use cards because cards can sometimes muddy up things. For those of you who are readers, you know what I'm talking about. But cards also tell the story. And with this, that's really what I want to do. So without further ado, let's get into it. And I know that Beyonce is very private. I understand that. If you are a fan of hers, even if you're someone, and I doubt she'll ever say this, but you never know. If you are someone that relates to this reading, if someone in her team sees it, hey, I definitely implore you to forward it to her. I think hopefully it'll help. I hope that it gives insight. I hope that it makes sense for her because I am just a vessel. This is not about me. And with that, let's get started. So let me grab my cards. Give me 1 second, y'all. Oh, get it now, I swear. That's how you know you're getting on up there, child. Because you can't bend down like you used to. All right. So let's go ahead and get this started. Ooh, sorry, y'all. Seeing me do all this stuff. My short self. Okay. So I'm going to ask that Spirit lead me to tell the truth, that what I say is honest and real, and it's not hearsay. I also am going to preface this by saying I am not 100% accurate. I'm only 100% human, and everything is subject to change. Okay, so let's get into Miss Beyonce. Okay, so I'm still going to stop. Okay, so just from an intuitive place, I get a lot of, I feel like Beyonce is always in her head. That's the first thing I get. And I shouldn't say, I'm not going to call her Beyonce. I'm going to call her Miss Knowles. She's always in her head. And I feel like mentally right now, part of her is very, very hyper. And then part of her is extremely exhausted. And her mental and her body, um, like most of us, it is connected. Um, I want to say within the next maybe year, maybe two, she may not end up doing music anymore. Like I get her being burnt out. I get her being like, you know what? I don't mind doing this, but I'm tired. Um, there's some issues I pick up with either her mother, yeah, her mom. I feel like there's a lot of things that are coming to surface about her mother that she never like she never really paid attention to. I kind of feel like her mother views her almost as competition. There's like a yeah, there's like a competitiveness between them. And I feel like I keep picking up like her marriage. I feel like within her marriage, she's not unhappy, but she's not content. She really isn't. She is what I'm picking up around me is that she doesn't trust Shawn. She doesn't trust Mr. Carter. And I feel like they don't trust each other. There's something going like with him, it's physical stuff. With her, it's emotional and mental stuff. And there's a lot of I pick up a lot of passive aggressiveness. I pick up a lot of um like underneath her the show must always go on persona. I pick up a lot of anger. I pick up a lot of rage actually. Um I'm gonna throw some cards. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, this is what this is telling me. And it's funny, the cards are kind of telling me what I'm getting already. She, the card that really comes out to me the most is the Page of Wands, and I got the Page of Wands in the problem area of what may be going on. And the page, if you look at wands, right? Wands are the element of fire. What is that? Fire is creativity, it's ingenuity, it's passion, it's drive. So what this is telling me is that yes, she has drive, she has passion, she's definitely being creative. Hence the album that just came out, or hence Renaissance. But what I'm also getting with this is that she's looking at it and being like, all this passion, all this work, and what do I have to show for it? Yeah, I'm famous. Yes, I have money, but what do I have to show for it creatively? I'm not where I'd like to be. I feel like she wants to either start her own record label or she wants to do like artist development. That's what I get around her. I get like, or songwriter, like there's something where she doesn't want to be in front anymore. She wants to be behind. She wants to be behind the scenes. Like I really do get that around me, like directing, producing, arranging, engineering, even, because I'm literally seeing her in the studio and her dictating what sounds good and what doesn't. Um, and what this is also telling me is that, like I was saying earlier, she feels burnt out. She feels like, I'm doing this, but I'm not at a good space anymore. I'm tired. Um, and I keep seeing like 2.5 years. I wouldn't be surprised if she like takes a break from performing. I would not be surprised. It wouldn't shock me at all if she If like with this tour, she's like, you know what? I think I'm gonna retire. I think I want to go home. I want to raise my babies and be good. Y'all, y'all can wait. You know what I mean? I really get that, but I also get someone who's just tired of the system. She's tired of playing nice. I literally hear somebody like, I feel like in the next 3 to 6 months, we're gonna see sides of her that she doesn't really show. We're gonna see sides of her that like that are argumentative, that are combative, that will curse. Like we're gonna see a lot of that, like a lot of her attitude. And a lot of people are gonna look at her as kind of a diva, but she's really good. I literally hear a woman cursing at me. And what I'm picking up in my head is that she's gonna show like I'm not always perfect. I'm not always together. I get tired of people. You know what I mean? I'm tired of working, 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 and everybody expects me to be so on point. Um, okay. And I honestly get that this has a lot to do with the fact that a lot of her businesses outside of music have not been profitable. And she's really reevaluating that because the first thing I picked up around me was like Ivy Park. So I feel like there's a lot going on regarding businesses that she's like, or business, where she's literally looking over contracts and seeing what's what. And, there's a lot going on here. Okay. So now here's what stands out to me. This is the chariot, but it's in reverse. So what this is telling me is that, okay, what I'm getting from this, and I feel like this is what's going to help her, okay, is what she needs or what she may need to do is just reevaluate. Maybe not quit entirely, but just reevaluate. Take a break. And I feel like a lot of this has to do with her marriage because I picked that up too. I feel like there's something going on within her marriage where she's literally like, I, I'll say it like this. I would not be surprised if we find out like years later that she and Shawn are married in name only. Like they're married on paper, but they live very separate lives. Because it feels like to me that's what's kind of going on. Like she, she knows him, but she doesn't know him. But then at the same time, he doesn't know her. And I think because of that, there's a lack of passion in the relationship. There's a lack of creativity. There's a lack of ingenuity. There's a lack of um, fun. You know what I'm saying? Um, I also pick up her like because I know people are saying that, oh my God, people were asking about her body and things like that. She's gonna end up losing more weight. I definitely picked that up. She's gonna end up losing more weight. She's gonna end up kind of revealing more of herself. I hear her talking more so on stage, like to the audience. But I also feel like she's gonna be on what we would call autopilot for the first couple months. And I mean like regarding her touring. Um, she wants to be at home because I keep seeing her kids. She wants to be at home. She does not, I don't feel like she wants to work at such a breakneck pace. Like I just really don't get that from her. I don't get that she's as connected to, being an entertainer as we do that. I'm gonna go back to this. So what I'm getting is that what will help her is to really take a step back. She needs to do that because she's burnt out. She really is. She's not content. She's not happy. I'm just gonna be honest. She's not. Um, and I kind of get, I don't know if she lives in like, I get like New York and California. And I feel like she wants to move out of the country. Like there's something where she doesn't want to live in the US anymore. There's something about her or like a deep European connection. So I would not be surprised. Like I honestly get the next 2 to maybe 4 years, we're gonna see a lot of changes with her, like a lot. And they're good. And some are gonna be for good. Some will be for like for us as fans. Some will be for bad because we'll be like, well, damn, you know. And I just see her moving at her own pace. So she does need to do that. She needs to. That's what's gonna help her. She needs to move at her own pace instead of listening to people that are just kissing her ass because they're on her payroll or they have access to her. Um, okay. So I'm gonna go with this. So this represents her. She's very much in control. She knows exactly what she's doing. Um, she very much is passionate about, herself. And I feel like that's what this is. She's very much like, now I'm driven, I'm ready, I'm ready. And I feel like that's what she's presenting. Like, I'm that bitch, I'm that girl, I'm this, I'm that. When really deep down, there's a lot of disconnect. She's not like I keep saying it because it keeps coming up. She's not as together as we would think. Um, I keep getting it. Honestly, this has a lot to. I keep seeing this. This has a lot to do with her relationships, and it's not just with Shawn. Okay, it's with her mother. It's with her mother, her father, maybe. Um, I feel like even with her sister, with Solange, like there's certain members of her family that she's like, I don't jig with y'all. I just don't. Like there's certain things that she's finding out about people around her that she doesn't like. And it's causing her to detach. But I also get that she gets so caught up in being Beyonce that she also detaches from herself, if that makes any sense. Um, so I feel like there's some stuff going on here where she really wants to just turn the lights out and go to sleep. I know that may sound really silly because we haven't seen the visuals. We have, I know people have been complaining about that, but there's a lot that we're not getting privy to. But I feel like within the next, I would say at least 2.5 years, 2 to 4 years, going into even the next 6 months, we're going to see a lot of her suffering. And it's not going to be, it won't be as pretty or as neatly tied up as we think. Like, we're going to be like, girl, like, that's what you're really dealing with. Like, it's going to be interesting. Um, because I also get, this is the first card I pulled, that she really is at a point where she wants to have a good time. She wants to, because this was her thing. Like in the beginning, she was really about, I want to have a good time. I want to, make people happy. But now she's like, I'm tired of that. She's disconnecting from that. She's detaching from a lot of emotional things that she thought made her happy. And I think that's what it is. She's trying to find her purpose, her happiness. What makes me, Beyonce, Giselle knows happy. Um, and I just, because the world, I'm going to this. So the world deals with completion. It deals with everything coming together. It deals with attachment, cosmic connection. But in reverse, it's the opposite, right? So you get everything where it's disconnected. You feel unattached. You don't feel grounded. And with her being a Virgo woman, that makes total sense. But I think on the outside, she's presenting like, I have it all under control. But what she's built is going to start to kind of not crumble, but I think the what am I trying to say? The warts and moles and scars are going to start to show about her, and it's going to be like, oh wow, we didn't know that. You know what I mean? And like I said, I feel like a lot of this has to do with her marriage. A lot of it has to do with her family, her work life. Like just across the board. Even her, I wouldn't say health, but maybe I get maybe mental health because I do pick up either depression from her or like there are moments like mood swings. So I would not be surprised, you know. So just yeah, I keep getting the number six. So I want to say within 6 months, we're gonna start to see some stuff or hear some rumblings about things. Um, but yeah, whew, so Beyonce's got a lot to deal with. And I think because she buckles under pressure and she's such a consummate professional, that's what we expect. We don't expect anything less. And even with her, she puts pressure on herself. But I also feel like she kind of needs to allow her heart and her head to break a little bit. Because, as we all know, breakdowns can often lead to breakthroughs. Okay, so that is my reading on Beyonce, Miss Knowles, on Giselle Knowles Carter. What do you think? What do you think of what's going on with her? I know you guys have seen the streaming of her doing her concert. Um, what do you think? Even if you're a fellow intuitive like myself, what do you pick up around her? What do you see for her? I would love to know your comments on this. What do you think of the reading? Let me know what you think. And I thank you guys so much for watching, for commenting, and subscribing. Have a wonderful Thursday, and I will see you soon. All right. Bye bye.